Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, June 15th, 2018. Welcome to another eBay video. Good news, excellent news. Look at this. It is a sunny day and I'm so happy. The temperature right now, 70 degrees, which is pretty darn good and I'm very satisfied. That being said, let's get on to today's eBay video and the topics we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss another unfair snag case, and those things seem to be increasing by the day. We're going to also continue discussing seller cancel sales, sponsored links, keyword spamming, and a little bit about eBay Open. So let's get started right now. Sales were very good this week. No complaints whatsoever. It was a good week. So, that being said, let's get right to your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. In last week's video, we talked about sellers not honoring their listings because they made mistakes with shipping charges. AZ Shell said, "I love your channel. I've listed items before where I made a mistake in the price and had buyers buy multiple items at my crazy, stupid price. However, I know it was my mistake, so I bit the bullet and sent the item anyway." Get a Job wrote on the same topic, "What would I do if I caught in the middle of incorrect shipping costs? I take the bullet and ship as promised because it was my fault." I agree with those two 100%. That's exactly what I did. And I'll talk more about that because I had another incident, and we'll talk more about that as the video goes on. On keyword spamming, Boston's News Garden wrote, "Keyword spamming for Boston whalers is out of control. One Florida boat dealer does it all the time on every one of their listings, and I constantly report it, but eBay has never done anything about it." And I totally agree with him. I have reported certain people, as I've told you, over the years, and eBay never does anything about it. While we're on that topic right now, I'm going to do two things at one time. I'm going to do a cutaway to the eBay Bad Sellers Hall of Shame, showing you a keyword spammer. But the funny part is, I didn't originally plan to do the eBay Bad Sellers Hall of Shame this week. I wanted to do a cutaway and show you these sponsored links that are proliferating eBay and taking us off the site. So when I set up my Screencast-O-Matic and my eBay to actually film that, I accidentally stumbled onto the same guy that I talk about week after week, who is a notorious keyword spammer and committing many, many policy violations. So I figured I'd do two things at one time, and that's what we're going to do now. Let us now do a cutaway to the Bad eBay Sellers Hall of Shame! Okay guys, I'm going to do two things at one time right now. Originally, I had planned just to do a cutaway regarding sponsored links. But when I typed in hubcaps and loaded up my search, I was appalled at this same guy that I've been talking about for weeks. And I want to share this with you because this is just too much. I have been telling you how one seller is spamming eBay Motors with the exact same item, same price, and just alters the description slightly. Let's take a look. Here he has 4 new OEM silver 15-inch hubcaps. Fits Ford, SUV, car, truck, center, wheel covers set. Here it's the same exact thing, but it says fits Mitsubishi, SUV, truck, center, wheel covers set. Same thing. Fits Scion, SUV, blah, blah, blah. Again. I mean, just non-stop the same guy. Here are pages and pages, all of the same item, same price, same everything, but he is keyword spamming. If there's anybody out there that disagrees with me, I want to hear it. This is also the same guy that is putting an overlay. Look at the overlay he's putting that says USA Seller. Now he probably is based in fact, in the United States. However, these are cheap China items, and it's misleading at the very least. And that's what I wanted to show you regarding that. Now, as we scroll to the bottom, after we deal with more of his spam, and more of his, and more of his, and even more, and more, look at this. All these sponsored links for hubcaps. I had specifically typed in hubcaps because that's what I sell. And I often buy my stuff on eBay to resell and flip either locally or online. So why is it that I cannot do a legit hubcap search without being met with pages and pages of spam material, in addition to all these people here that are advertising on eBay taking us off eBay? I don't really like this at all. I think it's wrong. I've been talking about the sponsored links for years. I have been told that they are not going away anytime soon. And it's sad. It really is. It's taking all the action off eBay. But what bothers me more than the sponsored links is this garbage. Page after page after page of the same thing. This is purely keyword spamming and search manipulation. Anyway, that's basically it for this cutaway. Let's get back to the video. Okay guys, in that segment you saw one eBay seller that is proliferating eBay with spam. He has one item. He uses the same picture for everything, the same price all the time, and he just changes the year and model of the car. That is so disheartening, guys, especially when I'm trying to buy, because when I type in a single word hubcaps and then I click on ending soonest so I can snipe and get a good deal, I'm getting page after page after page of this one moron who not only is keyword spamming, but if you saw his little thumbnail, it says USA seller. Now, I have reported them through the eBay method where it says report this item, but it just doesn't do anything. Maybe if a lot of people reported him, it would do something. A report. That's just, my opinion. I'd like to know how you feel about that, and also how you feel about the sponsored links that I show you directly underneath there. Those sponsored links are taking our eBay customers off the site. I have talked to people at eBay myself, not people on Facebook, people on eBay, and they have basically said, Joe, those sponsored links are not going away anytime soon. Maybe in the future down the line, yes. Soon, no. That being said, let's continue with your comments, questions, and concerns. Vicky Yagan wrote, Joe, the item you sniped and the seller canceled the sale on you took a defect. I had a seller do the same thing to me, only he canceled through PayPal, and I called eBay concierge and they gave the seller a defect and a week suspension from selling. I later checked his feedback and it was mostly positive, so I negged him hard. 5790029 wrote, Joe, I always find myself smiling while watching your videos. I look forward to the latest topics you're covering, along with some comic relief. We're doing a trial run on free return shipping for our clothing items, which we started on Memorial Day weekend. eBay Motors is not included. With 2 weeks under our belt, sales dollars are up 30% over the same period last month. This includes a single-day record, which broke the previous daily record from the last month by almost $300. We haven't done anything else differently. Is it free return shipping giving us some kind of advantage here? I've only had one return request so far out of 175 sales. Mike, please keep us updated on that. You are the first and only person I know that's opted into free returns to tell me he has not had an increase in returns. So definitely keep us up on that. 52 Boney Bike wrote, Joe, on May 28th I received a message from eBay stating that they had marked several of listings guaranteed 3-day delivery. I don't understand because all of my listings will ship within 2 days. There was an opt-out button which I chose. That was the 28th. This is the 8th, and I have not sold one item since opting out. It had to have been caused by eBay. What can I do? Now you're talking 9 or 10 days without selling anything on eBay. I don't know what your sales patterns usually are, but I sell stuff every day on eBay. I came across an interesting comment on Facebook the other day that I want to share with you, and we've talked about this before. A person wrote that this is their busy season and they sell a lot on eBay and they had a very good May. However, when June came, their sales tanked and they're only selling one item a day, and they are going crazy because this is their top sales season. So after about a week or two of this, they called eBay concierge and explained the problem. The representative looked at their account and said, "You're doing everything just fine. There is nothing wrong with your account. However, let me reset your account and we'll see what happens." Right after the person hung up, cha-ching, the sales started. They started making money like crazy. I have never had an eBay representative tell me they were going to reset my account. But you may remember about 6 or 8 months ago, I had the same experience. For the first time in my eBay career, I went 3 days without making a sale. And people on Facebook were still making sales. Everybody else I was talking to in the Facebook groups were making sales. So I called eBay concierge, explained the problem. The representative said my account was fine and everything was as it should be. He never said he was going to reset anything. However, as soon as I hung up the phone, within 1 hour, cha-ching, 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 and everything's been great ever since. So is this an urban myth or is this true? I'm just relating to you guys what I know to be for a fact. That being said, let me stop for 1 second and take a drink from the Fox News Cup O' Life. This is the Fox News Cup O' Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Oh yeah. 2 people wrote in with something I didn't catch on last week's video, but I would like to bring it up anyway. Mercedes Lux wrote, "Joe, on this video while you were talking, a golf cart going fast went down the street and then there was a sort of crash sound. The cart went out of view, hence then the crash noise at 11.33 on the video." Get a Job also wrote on the same topic. "If it's not the flyby pigeon that may crap in your Fox News Cup of Life, then it's the golf cart at 11.31 going over speed bumps that are photobombing your videos. It just makes me laugh. As always, Joe, the show must go on. Another great video." I didn't even realize about that golf cart, but I reviewed the tape after they mentioned it, and sure enough, the golf cart went by like they said, and I did hear the crash sound because down the street, just beyond my driveway, is a bump in the road where a utility company had dug a ditch and it was never filled in properly. So every time people hit that, you hear ba-boom. 2 people wrote in with another question that's one of those questions that keeps coming up over time. Buck380S wrote, "I've always been wondering, what is that rusty pole in the background?" And Diana Dwyer wrote, "I hate to ask this, but here goes. What is that metal pole that is in the middle of your porch? Could it have once been a birdhouse or maybe a feeder for fitchy birds? I would like to know because my curiosity is getting the best of me." Yes. You may remember about 5 years ago, there's those landscapers starting up again. I guess that's going to be it for now. You may remember about 5 years ago, we had the storm of the century called Superstorm Sandy, and it devastated our area. I was out of power for over 1 week. Trees were down. We all had a lot of property damage, and that was one of the casualties. The birdhouse got knocked off and devastated. And you know, I always did plan to replace it, but the piece of wood that was supporting it rotted away. So if I'm going to use that pole, I have to go buy a piece of wood and then the birdhouse and securely anchor it on. and I keep planning on doing it, but it's one of those things I just never get to do. So I hope that explains that. However, if any of you good people would like to send me a birdhouse, you feel free to do it, and I will put it up there. So two things happened at one time this week. Number one, I received another unfair snag case. And number two, I purchased another item on eBay the other day. And after I won the item, the seller canceled the deal. Can you believe that? For the same reason as far as the shipping is concerned. But this time it was a lot more egregious, and I'm going to talk about that now. As far as the purchase is concerned, the other night I was on eBay checking to see what items I could snipe, and I came across a pair of Ford Mustang hubcaps. The seller was listing them for, I think it was $15.99 was the starting bid. He also had a buy it now of $20 or so, and the shipping was $11.35. Now I could have gone outright and bought the item for the $20 and change, but I figured, what the heck, I will gamble and I will try and get them cheaper, hoping nobody else snipes them at the end with me. I had to stay up later, specifically. I was tired, but I had to stay up later specifically to win this item. So as the time's drawing near, there's about 30 seconds left, another sniper comes in. He bids up the item, I bid, but when the smoke clears, I won the item. I won the item for $17 and change, plus the $11.35 shipping. Now the item was located out in Las Vegas, I believe, and I knew that $11.35 was cheap for shipping. I estimated that would cost between $15 and $18 to ship. Not a big difference, but still a difference. Anyhow, I won the item, paid right away with PayPal. The next day, I receive a communication from the seller. I am not going to sell you these hubcaps for this price. I want more money for shipping. I'm canceling the deal, and I'm going to relist them for more money. And he did. Of all the nerve, this is a lot different than the first case, where the guy had an item for $3 with $3 shipping. He also canceled. He took the hit. He didn't relist the item or anything. But still, this was a bit more egregious. I purposely stayed up late to win this item, and now he tells me he's not going to send it because of a $5 or $6 difference in shipping? And then he has the balls to relist it? So I'll admit I was pissed off. I said, I'm not going to do anything right now. Let me wait a day or two. In the meantime, I received a snag case. A guy claims an item is not as described, when, of course, I know it's just exactly as described. I had sold this gentleman some hubs, and he says that they're defective and they don't work, which is not the case. But in the explanation, he hung himself and he wrote, they were more scratched than I thought they would be. In the listing description, I clearly wrote that they are scratched and blemished. I called eBay concierge, explained my case to them, and they said, no problem whatsoever. We see you did nothing wrong. You have to give the guy a label. You have to accept the return, and you pay for the shipping, and then once you get the item back, you call us, and we will reimburse you for the shipping. I said, I know exactly how this works now, and I got to tell you, I said, I don't like it a bit. This new policy is causing a lot of grief for us sellers. And the rep was very candid. She said to me, Joe, it's causing a lot of grief for us too. We are thinking about changing this particular policy in the near future because it's taking up a lot of time for us. We are receiving a lot of calls about this from sellers who are being hit with unfair snag claims. Okay? So she then said to me, is there anything else I can do for you? I said, yes, there is one other thing. I said, the other night I bought some hubs, and the seller refuses to send them to me because he wants more money for shipping, and I know that's against eBay policy. He canceled the deal, and he went ahead and relisted them for more money. So I showed her the item in question, and she said, "We don't like that a bit. All sellers should honor their listings. If somebody wins the item, they should sell it." I said, "I myself, a few times in my life, have made mistakes on shipping too, and I've always honored it, and I've taken the hit. It's only the right thing to do." She says, "I'm very glad that you showed us this. We are going to take action in this case. We don't want sellers doing this kind of thing." So, I would like your opinion, guys. What would you have done in this case? I am absolutely done playing around with this. If I win an item, I want it. If the seller has a legit reason, like, well, I don't have it or I broke it, I get that. It happens. But if a person actually says, "I'm not selling you this because I want more money," well, that just stinks. And I'm not standing for it anymore. I'm taking a stand. A couple of other items before I let you go. eBay Open has been sold out. If you aren't already registered, I'm sorry, you won't be going. I just got this news the other day and I figured I would pass it on to you. eBay has also posted a link of the workshops they're going to be offering. And I ran into a peculiar problem. I was on my Mac using Chrome, and when I clicked the link, I got the following error message. I have no idea what's causing that, except that I noticed in the address field it said HTTP instead of HTTPS. When I tried from my phone, it worked right away. But it's weird how I cannot access that from my Mac using Chrome. I also have Safari on my Mac, and I'm willing to bet that I can access it that way. But I wanted to compare it with my phone, and it worked just fine. So that being said, guys, I see we're running a little late today. Let's do a quick rehash, and I'm going to let you go. Have any of you guys run into problems with sellers where they refuse to send you the item for your winning bid because maybe they made a mistake with the shipping or they didn't get enough money? If you do, guys, I urge you to call eBay and report them, because I'm done. I'm absolutely done with this. Comments on that if you would. Also, earlier in the video, I showed you the keyword spammer. That guy really, really irritates me. He makes it bad for eBay buyers and sellers in eBay Motors. He's just too over the top. What do you think about him? What do you think about the sponsored links taking our customers off eBay? How were your sales this week? Mine were very good, so I'm happy with that. And as you guys know, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. Each week I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you sell on eBay. If you think I'm doing a good job, please give me a thumbs up. It shows me that I'm appreciated and I'm on the right track. If you don't think I did a good job, please comment in the comment section below what you'd like me to feature next week, and I'll be more than happy to do it. If you're a fishy seller, why are you even watching this video? Because you're not allowed on eBay anymore. I am a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind, and I'm making money online. Thank you, Bob, for reminding me that I did not say that last week. I will not forget again, I hope. Please, guys, I hope you make a lot of money on eBay this week, and remember these 3 words. Don't be fishy! Rock on and peace! Yeah!